worst thing we could do would be to pressure these animals. We want to stay far enough back to where we're not really intruding too much on what they got going on today. They're hunted pretty heavily, so they're kind of skittish, more skittish than I've seen of other caribou. We just want to give them their space, make sure that they don't feel pressured by us being here. That would be the opposite of what we're trying to do. There's one really nice sized female out there. She's leading the herd currently. She's beautiful. Oh man. Yep, sitting right around 7 of them. Looks like they're they're just grazing. They're just kind of hanging out. Oh man, just beautiful. Let me show you this. I don't know, hopefully you'll be able to see this. It looks like they've started to move along, heading to the northwest a little bit. They're not really paying any attention to me whatsoever. What we could do is kind of leave the majority of the gear sitting right here and try to just walk along. There's like almost like a windrow or a snowdrift right in the middle of this open tundra, and maybe if we can get on the south side and walk along it, we might be able to get maybe just a little bit closer without pressuring them too bad. Oh, they're just beautiful, just stunning. Let's see what we can do. Peak design. I'm talking best strap in the game. Head out along the snowdrift. Oh, those backcountry skis really make a difference. Oh. Pretty deep. They seem to be moving. They seem to be moving right this way. Coming right kind of towards you and I. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and like I said, I don't want to pressure them, so we'll see how comfortable they are with me being here. Oh man, sorry. Looks like my lens hood fell off somewhere back there. Definitely don't want to lose that. That would put a damper on this awesome day. I mean, it's just... When I left this morning, it was negative 35. It's a brisk 6-knot wind. causing the real field to be around -51. It's warmed up substantially since then, thankfully, because I don't know if I could be out here in -51. It'd be painful. But looks like there's 3 more caribou moving over that little snowdrift over there. The caribou that we were just following are kind of positioning around me to the back. I don't want to spook them, so I'm gonna sit here for a minute, let them get more settled. Then we'll see if we can get on them again. There it is. Glad we found that. That would have not been good. I don't know where the kind of lost eye is on the caribou. They moved down through here, and now I can't really see them. I know they sometimes like to go back into those trees, but we'll go see what we can do. So we decided to hike up this little hill right here to overlook into this saddle. We're kind of on the draw of the saddle, and then there's another hill, little valley right here in the middle. And I figured if we climbed to the top of it, maybe we could see down into it and see maybe the caribou herd, the Macomb herd might be passing along right through this little draw. So we're gonna ski on back out of here, see if we can intercept the herm a little bit down the way. Herd. Hopefully they haven't moved too far. I don't want to pressure them too much. Like I said, they're pretty heavily hunted, so you don't want to be that guy. But oh, what an awesome experience coming up over this wind drift, and man, there's the Macomb herd in all its glory. Okay, so let's head on down the way, see if we can get back up on them. Man, what an awesome morning. Just checked the temperature. It looks like it's gone up right now to a brisk -21, which I am way overdressed for. I got way too many layers on, sweating really bad, which it's not the greatest thing in the Arctic, but it's all right. We're not too far, so no big deal. All I wanted to do really though was to sit down and enjoy a nice cup of coffee, kind of catch my breath a little bit. Oh no. I guess I should probably share that little pro tip with you. So every time I'm out skiing or doing some snowshoeing back where I don't have easy access to a charger or anywhere to plug my my camera into, try to always keep just a spare battery in my glove. It saved my butt on a few occasions. It's just really easy to know that it's there, and especially with the video camera. The video camera starts to take a dump. The battery wants to drain really quick because of the temperatures. It's always nice just to have a spare in case something really cool happens. I guess it's a little pro tip, but how awesome was that? Ski on back out across this little tundra here, and boom, you got the Macomb herd. Macomb herd, last I checked, population was roughly around 800 to 1,000, depending on the prior year's calving and hunting season. I do know that last year, the hunting season, they actually canceled it for the Macomb herd. I guess the numbers weren't doing too good. So to come down here and just see them was phenomenal. Wasn't able to catch back up with them once they moved across the snowdrift, but that's okay. I don't really want to pressure them into the point where I'm changing how they're acting, especially for a population that's hunted so heavily. You don't want to do that to them. You don't want to get so close in the hopes of getting a good picture that you potentially, scare the animal off. Who am I to push 15, 20 caribou to go running off into the woods because I wanted a picture? So I'm sure everyone's heard about that ethical wildlife photography thing. Just, you don't want to be that guy. At least I don't want to be that guy. I don't think it's the intent behind what we do out here. But you come out here and you want to get a good picture, but it's never worth the sacrifice of the animals. So there's days where I come out here and I see moose or caribou or coyotes or fox, and it's a long ways off, a couple hundred yards off, and I know that if I approach them any closer that it's gonna scare the animal off. So just sit back. It's not always about getting top class, world class pictures. Those are nice, but making sure that these animals are comfortable is more important. A good example is I was down here about a week ago. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's good. I was down here about a week ago, and I had a buddy finally get me on to the wild bison herd that's around here. They actually were, there's 23 bison, plains bison, brought up here from, I want to say Montana, Wyoming area back in the 1920s. And lo and behold, they set up a population here, and now there's 400 or 500 bison that just roam freely around the Alaskan tundra. So I finally ran into them, but they're hunted six months out of the year. So getting any closer than, I don't know, 300 yards, and Mama Bison ain't taking it. She picks the herd up and runs them off, understandably. But just something you got to be aware of. Something you got to be aware of if you're going to come out and try to do the wildlife photography thing. Man, it's really getting cold now that we stopped moving a little bit. All that sweat starting to evaporate, really kind of waking me up. So I'm gonna drink maybe one more cup, head on back, see what else we can get into today. On the drive down here earlier, I saw a couple moose. It was negative 37 though, so they were bundled up inside the snow drifts or tucked down deep in snow, just because it insulates them really well. The last thing you want to do is run up on a poor moose who's trying to get out of the cold and scare her out of her, him or her, scare them out of their wind drift or their snow insulation blanket, and how would you feel? Someone comes and pulls you out of bed in the middle of the night, throws you into some freezing cold temperatures. But yeah, we'll kill this coffee off and then we'll get back after it. Cheers. Oh man, first time I've seen anything, whoa. Oh man, first time I've seen anything like that. Just walked up on a bull moose. He'd obviously dropped his paddles for the season, but it looked like his hind left leg was broken. Poor guy. It was stiff, it was straight out. I've never seen anything like that. Not in all the moose I've seen. He was walking and he had a real hard time bending his back left leg. Man, that's heartbreaking. Especially knowing all the wolves that are out here. It's probably not gonna last too long. It didn't look bloody, it didn't look infected or anything, but I couldn't walk on it. So Never want to see that in anything. Oh man. Oh. So we just got down off the bottom of that hill, and I don't know what it was, the temperature or the time of day or what, but it's almost like the tundra came alive with moose. Right now, within this field of view, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th one way out in the distance. And they could care less that I'm here. They're kind of just hanging out, doing their own thing. It's pretty cool. But we'll sit here for a little bit, and we'll see. Tundra's just alive right now with moose. What I've noticed about the moose around here is they have a really mild temperament for the most part. As long as you give them their space and you pay attention to like what season it is, if they're not being hunted, if it's not their rut, if a cow and a calf aren't hanging out together and you don't get in between them, for the most part you could do what we're doing right now. We're sitting right here in the middle of 5 or 6 moose, and they're just grazing, enjoying their day. We're getting some pretty awesome shots of them. Go see, get just a little bit closer without bothering them too much. Yeah, they really don't mind that I'm here whatsoever. They're just everywhere. Let's get a set up here. See what we... Just got 5 moose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just hanging out, grazing. Having a good time. They don't mind. They don't have a care in the world that I'm here. Just beautiful. Sun's starting to finally set. Starting to go behind the Alaska range right now. Toes are freezing up, fingers are freezing up a little bit. Fingers are getting a little numb. Should have brought the heavier mittens. These trigger mittens are awesome because it allows me to still, do the camera settings. But they're not the greatest. This little separation, cold gets in between, the mitten and the trigger finger. Pay for it. Face is freezing up, as you can tell. Might be time to head on out of here. Give these guys a break from all that shutter clicking. Anyways, hope you guys like the pictures. I know I had a really good time taking them. So, see you next time.